Hi everybody, Dennis Prager here. The House voted Wednesday to censure Representative Adam Schiff for pushing claims that former President Trump's 2016 campaign colluded with Russia. The man deserves that censure if we have any moral absolutes left in our society. I'd like to read to you something from 2020, from May 12th, 2020, 1 year and 1 month ago. 3 years and a month ago. 3 years ago. Wall Street Journal. All the Adam Schiff transcripts. Newly released documents show he knew all along that there was no proof of Russia-Trump collusion. So my old question, which is a very difficult one, if someone believes their lie, are they lying? And in the case of Adam Schiff, it's very difficult to answer, but I think he can be called a liar because it's so consistent and because he knew he wasn't telling the truth. So how did he sleep well at night? I don't know the answer. No one knows the answer. Well, I take it back. I propose an answer. The conscience is an extremely unreliable guide to moral behavior. Extremely. The vast majority of people shape their conscience. Their conscience does not shape their behavior. So this is what the Wall Street Journal, not exactly a right-wing bomb thrower, wrote in 2020 about this, I believe, almost sociopathological liar. And it's not a term I have ever used about a politician. Americans expect that politicians will lie, but sometimes the examples are so brazen that they deserve special notice. This is the Wall Street Journal editorial board. The whole board wrote this 3 years ago. The example of lying is so brazen that they deserve special notice, that it deserves. Newly released congressional testimony shows that Adam Schiff spread falsehoods shamelessly about Russia and Donald Trump for 3 years, even as his own committee gathered contrary evidence. The House Intelligence Committee last week, again this is 2020, released 57 transcripts of interviews it conducted in its investigation into Russia's meddling in the 2016 election. The committee probe started in January 2017 under then-chair Devin Nunes and concluded in March 2018 with a report finding no evidence that the Trump campaign conspired with the Kremlin. Most of the transcripts were ready for release long ago, but Mr. Schiff oddly refused to release them after he became chairman in 2019. He only released them last week when the White House threatened to do it first. This was still in the Trump presidency. So he lied. This is not someone who believed what he was saying was true. He knew that there was refutational evidence. Now we know why. From the earliest days of the collusion narrative, Mr. Schiff insisted that he had evidence proving the plot. In March 2017 on MSNBC, Mr. Schiff teased that he couldn't go into, quote, go into particulars, but there is more than circumstantial evidence now, unquote. Was that a lie? Of course it was a lie. In December 2017, he told CNN that collusion was a fact. Quote, the Russians offered help, the campaign accepted help, the Russians gave help, and the president made full use of that help. Is that a lie? He should have been removed from office. He is the biggest liar of them all. In April 2018, Mr. Schiff released his response to Mr. Nunes's report, stating that its finding of no collusion, quote, was unsupported by the facts and the investigative record. Was that a lie? None of this was true. I'm reading from the editorial of 3 years ago. And Mr. Schiff knew it. Oh. So, in other words, the Wall Street Journal declared Schiff a liar. He knew what he was saying was false. In July 2017, here's what former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper told Mr. Schiff and his colleagues. I never saw any direct empirical evidence that the Trump campaign or someone in it was plotting / conspiring with the Russians to meddle with the election. 3 months later, former Obama Attorney General Loretta Lynch agreed that while she'd seen, quote, concerning information, quote, I don't recall anything being briefed up to me. Former Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates concurred several weeks later. We were at the fact-gathering stage here, not the conclusion stage. The same goes for the FBI agents who started the collusion probe in 2016. Most remarkable, former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe admitted the Bureau's reason for opening the case was nonsense. Asked in December 2017 why the FBI obtained a secret surveillance warrant on former Trump aide Carter Page rather than on George Papadopoulos, whose casual conversation with the foreign diplomat was the catalyst for the probe, Mr. McCabe responded, quote, Papadopoulos' comment didn't particularly indicate that he was the person that was interacting with the Russians, unquote. No one else was either.